Hey guys, it's Devin here. I'm a psychiatrist and a regular family guy. Welcome to the Huddle Wisdom YouTube channel. The ability to connect with someone else is, I believe, what determines how influential we can be in someone else's life. So clearly, that's a critical skill to have if you're a business person, a parent, a teacher, a doctor. I'm going to talk about three basic ideas that I think is going to help you cultivate your empathic skills. But before I do that, I just wanted to let you know that we've got the practice of empathic discipline course coming very soon, and that's different to the foundations of emotional literacy. Both courses will be live this year. I'm thinking within the next few months. I'm still recording the videos and the audio when I've got time. So it's taking a lot longer than I had anticipated, but surely it's coming. If you want to find out when they are going to launch, just give us your email address, and you can find a link to the form to collect your email addresses in the description section under the video. And when you do that, we'll also send you out the free mini course for the free mini course that helps you create roadmaps to navigate emotional storms and meltdowns and tantrums. So I think that's going to be really helpful if you're getting stuck trying to help your young person work through difficult emotional states, and I think it'll take a lot of stress out of the equation. So before further ado, let's talk a little bit about how we develop and cultivate empathic skills. The first thing to know, or the first thing to recognize, is that connection is enhanced when people feel like they are heard and like they are seen. Everyone wants to be heard and everyone wants to be seen. So let's give people what they want. We have to listen more than we talk. I don't know about you, but I'm guilty of talking too much sometimes. And I have to learn to keep this shut more and keep this open more, so that I can. Sometimes I miss things because I've been talking too much. So what we want to do is to connect with people, and how we connect with people is to make them feel like they're being heard and being seen. So obviously, if I'm talking too much, I think it's unlikely that people are going to be feeling heard or feeling seen. They might feel invalidated. And I don't want that. I want to connect with them. So that's the first thing. Carl Rogers talked about this concept called unconditional positive regard. And that's what we want to bring into every interaction that we have with anyone, be it a child or an adult, a patient or a client. You want to afford them unconditional positive regard. So what that means is that you take whatever they bring to you and you accept whatever they bring to you as is. No judgment, no prejudice. It is what it is. We're going to make assumptions that are going to be wrong. We're going to project our feelings onto other people because that's what humans do. We don't like blank slates. And so, because we don't know how someone else is feeling, the closest source of information we have then is ourselves. And so we project what we might feel onto other people. We make assumptions about how other people feel and how other people think based on what we know. And we can easily delude ourselves into believing our own assumptions about someone else. But that's very dangerous because that risks disconnection, especially if we get it wrong. That person is going to very quickly feel unheard and unseen because you've got them wrong. So listen more, talk less. Think about that. Think about, for example, your child comes to you and they say, "Mummy, Daddy, I'm hungry." And then you say, "But you just ate like half an hour ago. You're not hungry." That's very invalidating. The child has told you they are hungry. So how do you know they're not? Right? How do you know? You might suspect that they're not hungry, but what if they actually are hungry? The risk of making an incorrect assumption is that you break your connection with the other person. Think about those times when you've told your friends that you're feeling a certain way, and then they negate what you've just said, as if your feelings don't matter. Now, does that make you want to be close to your friend who got it wrong? They made an assumption. See, behind every assumption is a repository of information gathered from experience that a person would have had in interacting with you. And so people make assumptions that you're going to act in a certain way because of what they know of you. But no one really knows how anyone's going to act at any one time. We can, we can certainly have an idea. We might have an idea of the likelihood of how someone might act, but we are never really truly going to know. So we always have to listen more, talk less, and apply unconditional positive regard. That's the start of being able to connect well with someone else. That's the start. The second idea is that empathy is most accurate in the present moment. So I alluded to this earlier when I said with everyone that you meet, or anyone that you know, you're going to have ideas about how they're going to act based on your experience with them, but you never truly know how they feel in the moment. You might be able to guess, and sometimes you might guess correctly, but that's still your guess based on what's going on in your head, not what's going on in their head. Okay? So this whole process requires humility on your part. You're going to have to leave your ego at the door and accept that you don't know exactly how that person is feeling or thinking. Empathy is most accurate in the present moment. So what that means is you have to treat every interaction as fresh, as new. Give the other person the benefit of the doubt. Give little Johnny the benefit of the doubt that he is hungry. He's telling you that he's hungry. Sure, you might not believe him, but that's a different matter. You might not believe him because of assumptions you've made about him based on experience that you've had of him, but you don't know what's going through his mind. You don't know what's going through his day. He might have missed lunch at school. Yes, okay, so he had dinner just half an hour ago, but he won't be full because he missed lunch. But you assume that he had lunch, and then you get it wrong. You say, "Oh, you're not hungry, you just ate 30 minutes ago," but you didn't know that he didn't have lunch, right? So we can never assume. Sorry, we can assume, but we could be wrong, and we have to accept that we could be wrong. And that requires some humility. We have to learn how to immerse ourselves in the other person's story. So we have to learn how to see things from other people's perspectives. This sounds a little bit like a truism, but it's true. Um, we have to be able to. It's like, so think about your favorite TV character. You know how they're going to act, right? Because you're watching them, you're observing it all happen. You know how they're going to feel because they might be giving you a running commentary on how they're feeling. Like they might be in the midst of a conversation, they might be giving you a monologue narrative, and you get a sense of what they're feeling and how they're thinking, and you get to see how they respond to stuff live in the heat of the moment. And you get to know them. You get to know these TV characters because you're listening, you're watching, you're observing. You're not giving. You're not talking, right? You're not telling them what to do because you can't. They're a TV character. You can't interact with them. All you can do is observe and watch and hear. But you feel like you know them. You feel like you can connect with them. Why? It's because you're listening, you're hearing, and you're talking less. You're giving them unconditional positive regard, and you're accepting what comes at face value. Ah, my TV character is hungry. He must be hungry because he told me that he's hungry. Easy, right? Why make assumptions? Just go with whatever comes. But we are notorious at projecting our own feelings onto other people. We have to stop doing that. See the world through their eyes and experience the world through their avatar, their TV, the TV character on screen. Feel what they feel from their perspective. If you have a child, you have to think, how is my son going to feel as my son? Remember, children are not small adults. Children have less empathic skills than us. They have less emotional regulation skills. So what they bring to us, we need to start from, our starting point should be, let's accept them for who they are. Let's just take what comes and deal with that. Right there in the moment. Empathy is most accurate in the present moment. The third idea is that we have to be open to all human experience. And there's a bit of overlap between all these three ideas, but what I mean by this is whatever comes to you, however ugly, however beautiful, whatever feeling or thought that comes, don't judge. It's just a human experience. We all have human experiences. Think about how you would want to be treated. If you're having a human experience that might seem ugly to someone else, you want to know that you can at least trust someone with those feelings of yours, no matter how ugly, no matter how beautiful, and you don't want that other person to judge you, right? Same thing with our kids. Daddy, I'm hungry. Daddy, I'm really angry at you right now. And then I say, why are you angry with me? No, you're not. You shouldn't be angry. Wrong. No, Devin, wrong. I should be saying, oh man, Johnny, you're angry with me? You're hungry? Oh gosh, that sounds really, really painful. Yeah, tell me more, please. I want to know how I made you angry, because that's important to me. I want to be able to understand that. I want to be able to understand that so I can connect with you, so that I can help you through those feelings, and through helping you, I can also improve my own parenting. That requires me to leave my ego at the door, to be humble. And if you can't do that, I think, you have to work on that. But I'm telling you, there's these 3 ideas to connect and to empathize with your person. Empathy is most accurate in the present moment. Listen more, talk less. Unconditional positive regard. And be open to all human experience. So those are just some ideas that will get you started. It does take a while to absorb those ideas, and it takes a lot of practice to it takes a while to absorb the ideas, but you have to implement them every day in order to get it under your belt and for it to feel natural. But hey, listen, we're all human, we all make mistakes, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment with a question, and I'll do my best. I'll endeavor to answer the questions. Again, sign up for the waitlist to let you know about the Empathic Discipline course, and we'll also give you that free mini course, which I think will help you navigate tricky emotional terrain, meltdowns, tantrums, firestorms. All right, well, I've done a lot of talking, and I'm sorry about that. Forgive me, I hope I haven't bored you. If you have, please let me know so I can improve. Right, so my name is Devin. I'm a psychiatrist, regular family guy. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the YouTube channel, Huddle Wisdom, and I will see you when I see you next.